Hello and a very warm welcome to all the viewers of 3.0 TV. This is Manoj Dara.
And I'm Ruchi Sharma.
So Cardano, a proof-of-stake blockchain platform that was founded back in 2017 and named after 16th century Italian polymath Gerolamo Cardano, earlier today, that is roughly around 3:45 AM India time, successfully completed the first phase of its delayed upgrade, the Vasil hard fork.
The Vasil hard fork is part of Cardano's Basho era, one of the key development phases on the Cardano roadmap, focusing on optimization, scalability, and interoperability. Vasil will bring improvements to the Cardano network, making it more scalable and increasing its efficiency and cost effectiveness, Input-Output Global said in a Twitter thread. We have invited special guests to discuss Cardano's Vasil hard fork in detail. Let me introduce you to Anuj Garg, Vice President ZepPay. Welcome to 3.0 TV, Anuj.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure.
And we have another special guest with us, Venu Bora, founder, Blockchain Productivity Forum India. Welcome, Venu.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, welcome to both the gentlemen. So since we're talking about Cardano's Vasil hard fork, so Anuj, my first question to you is, what is the Vasil hard fork and what is the objective and the way forward, if you can just begin with, sir?
So, before actually moving to the Vasil hard fork, we first need to see that what is the hard fork itself. Okay, so Cardano is one of the most innovative blockchains of our times, which it is one of the most thoroughly researched blockchains of our time. And there are continuous set of improvements that needs to be driven to the Cardano chain. So this is one of the major upgrade to the Cardano chain, where the objective is to bring the sweeping changes to the network, thereby impacting the transaction fees. So one of the objective is to reduce the transaction fees. Another objective is to increase the speed. And the third objective is to ease the development of decentralized applications, which are also called as dApps. Vasil was one of the key influencer for Cardano, so this fork is named after him. He was a famous environmentalist and a very key influencer for Cardano. So this is named after him. And this upgrade is likely to bring the sweeping changes to the Cardano development environment. This will bring a lot of new apps to the system, and Cardano, steadily is moving towards becoming a very tough competitor for some of the primary chains like Ethereum.
Okay. My question is to you, Venu. It is said that the Vasil hard fork will be very cost effective and it will increase efficiency, it will increase scalability. I want to know how cost effective it will be, how will the efficiency increase, and talking about transactions per second. So what was the transaction per second on Cardano before the Vasil hard fork, and what is the transaction per second now after the hard fork?
Very interesting question. See, this is very subjective question. We have to kind of step back and answer first question, what exactly is this Vasil upgrade actually is bringing to Cardano? Now, Cardano's this upgrade is basically bringing 4 SIPs, Cardano improvement proposals, 31, 32, 33, and 40. So I'll not get into the technical aspects of it. Now, what used to happen is, or I would say how contracts in Cardano are written are in a language called Haskell, which is very different from the conventional or imperative style of programming. Let's be more specific here. In the DeFi ecosystem that we know of, which is popular, Solidity is used, and a lot of it is revolves around the contract interoperability only in Solidity and then EVM based languages. However, in Cardano, because the style of writing the program, because it is in a functional programming paradigm, and of course the way things are written are the account balance method is completely different. I know it's just a bit technical, but I'll come to the point. The major point here is when writing contracts to Cardano, these Haskell programs or contracts rather are written outside blockchain. So what happens is you have to create references and write it on top, or create some kind of connection on blockchain that will slow up the speed of transaction. So even though it boasts about a lot of transaction speed, for the regular transfers of balances. It is still very slow for smart contracts on Cardano. Vasil upgrade actually brings in a couple of features, as I said. SIP31, which is nothing but it is basically used for reference inputs. It's called reference inputs, where you no longer need to attach some assigned data set which needs to be verified again. Instead, you would basically be able to look at information then and there. So the processing time reduces. That's one. And of course, there are other elements of inline datums and all that. That would probably be of a technical discussion, though. It will need some time. But that's where the slight change is coming up as a beginning now. And it'll be more on chain rather than off chain and on chain combination, which is tough to handle for scenarios or use cases, both DeFi or non-DeFi, gamify, and all other use cases.
Fantastic. So, all right, that's a word coming in from Venu that the process will fasten. That's what, you know. But let's give a small background, what happened today. So, enthusiasts and supporters of the blockchain were able to watch the hard fork live on Twitter Spaces and Cardano's co-founder, Charles Hoskinson.
Hard forks are permanent updates to a blockchain protocol that requires all nodes or users to upgrade to the latest version of protocol software. The Vasil hard fork will deploy new Vasil features to the network without losing existing data on the old blockchain, input-output said.
So, speaking in his vlog ahead of the upgrade about Cardano's gradual approach to adding new capabilities, founder Charles Hoskinson said, "We knew that over time we could get to what Ethereum has done, but we understand a roadmap to get there." So my second question to Anuj is, what is the roadmap and what it intends, the Cardano universe intends to achieve with this upgrade, and how will the ecosystem evolve or mature around this upgrade?
Yeah, so I think a very good question. So some of the improvements that are expected post this upgrade is first is the reduction of the transaction cost, which is one of the major concerns of any blockchain. Especially if you look Ethereum and various other chains, the transactions cost are very, very high. Cardano has always been very, very competitive when it comes to the transaction cost. But here in this upgrade, what has happened is the size of the block has increased. The transactions, because it has been divided into on-chain, off-chain with the help of this new programming interface. So the load on the network has reduced, and therefore the transaction cost has also reduced. So on an average, where the transaction cost used to be $0.15 or $0.16 for a particular transaction, it is likely to reduce by at least 10 to 20% with this major upgrade. And similarly, because you are able to club more transactions into the block, you can expect more scalability and
Fantastic.
Speed on this chain. So as third, which is one of the major thing, is it has opened the door for more developers to contribute. The programming interface has been made much more easy, much more scalable. And the primary market, which was focused on Cardano, which was like 40% of which was only NFTs, I think it will open door for more production grade dApps to be developed on Cardano.
So scalability, speed, and the way forward looks good for the developers.
Actually. Okay, so Charles Hoskinson also said that the Cardano POS system is better than the Ethereum POS system. My question is to you, Vinu. How is the Cardano POS system better than Ethereum's POS system? And is it so?
Well, I personally feel he is right, because now the beauty with Cardano is it's research driven, unlike other blockchains, which are basically run by few very bright minds. Cardano essentially is peer driven. That means one team comes up with a certain set of actions or new set of rules that needs to be added. It is not just passed on to or tested directly onto the blockchain. It goes across the globe into universities. It's peer reviewed. This is first of its kind, and now other blockchains are following up. In that sense, definitely there are great minds around. For example, Agilios is there. Agilios, who is from the University of Nicosia, and a couple of other Edinburgh. I'm sorry to correct that. The University of Edinburgh. These people are pioneers of in the industry. Consensus, persistence, and every layer is concerned. Seniority-wise, research-wise, Cardano has a strong backing. However, there are very smart minds on the Ethereum side also. They have a different view on how the consensus should be driven. So in that sense, there is a little bit of research that needs to be caught up in terms of pure consensus layer from Cardano, but both are at a very good strength technically.
So as far as the team strength is concerned, both are having a strong team. But what Anuj sir has said that Vasil will enhance Cardano's smart contract capabilities through Plutus V2, which adds greater efficiency to an already powerful smart contract platform. So ultimately, it will reduce script execution cost and transaction size, plus improve the throughput.
Cardano has often been criticized for its smart contract limitations. Unlike the Ethereum blockchain, Cardano records UTXO or unsent transaction outputs to keep a tab on the coins left in user's wallet after a transaction is made. So my question to you, Mr. Anuj, is what is Plutus V2? It's too technical. Can you please simplify this for us and for our viewers?
Yeah, Plutus V2 is nothing but a kind of a foundational layer for Cardano. So it provides the dApp development capabilities to the users, and basically like in Ethereum, when you have a EVM machine which basically converts your smart contracts into the executables and then give it to the nodes to execute. Similarly, this Plutus network provides the capabilities for Cardano developers to develop their smart contracts and basically give it to the network to execute. Yes, it is correct that Cardano is primarily based on the UTXO concept, which is used in Bitcoin. In Ethereum, we have something called as world state, which keeps the recent state of the data, and every time you don't have to do the UTXO.
Fantastic.
But UTXO gives you the firm outcomes when it comes to the establishing the trust in the network. And I think in the latest update, they have revised the way the UTXO is calculated to minimize the time that is captured in traversing through the chain. So UTXO mechanism has also been optimized to a certain extent. I think more improvements will be seen in the subsequent forks that will happen. But yes, I think this is there, and hopefully we will have much better UTXO based systems in the future times to come with more scalability options.
So what I've picked, what Anuj has said is we have seen many times in Avenger series that time travel is something which is very interesting. But what Mr. Anuj has said that the transaction or the way the thing will travel, it becomes much more faster. What's your opinion about this technical aspect?
Throughput in blockchains definitely is something that now is of interest to a lot of people. Earlier, there was days where people used to ask me personally when I was architecting a lot of blockchains. They used to ask me, "What's the TPS? What's the TPS? Is it more? Is it more? Is it more?" Well, trust me, that is never a parameter that you should look at when it comes to blockchain. Now, I'll tell you, I can create a faster blockchain by running two validators, exactly like a Cardano one, but you can never trust the system because it can be a fastest, but you cannot create a trustworthy system. That's why you look at blockchain, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or the bigger blockchain that have big validator set, the processing time is always slow, but you do get considerable amount of trust out of the system. Now, what is happening here in this upgrade is there are three challenges that are being taken care. I would not say that they are already taken care, but it is an attempt to make make and ensure that it is at least a bit faster comparatively and not slow. So here, Plutus is the smart contract language. How it is you write a smart contract in Haskell that converts itself into Plutus core. Now, Plutus core executes in a shell or executive layer on the Cardano ecosystem. That's the version, right? The newer version need not create additional transaction or create actionable elements there to create that execution. That's how this is the new version. I know why it is a bit technical. It is very hard to explain, to be honest with you, trust me. So, but there is the other feature called diffusion pipelining, okay? What does it mean is your transactions are now layered. Earlier, blockchains are performant in the sense one transaction happens, the next transaction follows. But here, Cardano is bringing diffusion pipelining. So your transactions are layered one on top. So the amount of time it takes for your transactions are less. And interoperability is another key. Cardano has been trying sidechains from a long time, and it's trying its sidechains with something called LipoPows. It's a technique. It's a cryptographic technique, and this is done long back to ensure they get into the EVM side. If that happens, then the real adoption happens. Until then, you will see that it is constantly advancing itself technologically, but the TVL, or the total value locked, still remains with Ethereum. That's of course the truth.
So actually, it's a game of TVL now. Once the upgrade is completed, now who is the winner? That is something which you have to understand.
Right.
Over to you.
So meanwhile, Cardano is continuing to develop its layer 2 scaling solution, the Hydra head protocol, which processes transactions of the Cardano blockchain while still using it as a security and settlement layer.
So in the few hours after successful upgrade, Cardano's native token ADA climbed up nearly 5% to $0.46 in line with the broader rebound in cryptocurrency. So Anuj, my next question to you is, what is Hydra head protocol and how it will impact or enhance the processing of transactions?
Yeah, Hydra is what Polygon to Ethereum. So it's a layer 2 scalability solution where we divide the transaction processing and the block settlement into two different layers for efficient processing. So it provides more efficient means of processing transactions off-chain for a set of users while using the main chain ledger as the secure settlement layer. And it keeps the security guarantee while remaining loosely coupled with the main chain. So it does not require a global consensus. It can adapt to a broad range of applications. So, for example, it allows transaction fees and minimal UTXO value to be configured to as low as 1 or 2 Lovelaces, which is the
fantastic.
Yeah. So it is, layer 2s are getting really popular in order to bring scalability. Hydra is a solution specifically built for Cardano. And I think it will be used much more extensively as Cardano gets more famous.
Okay, so moving the focus or shifting the focus to ADA coin, when the Vasil hard fork was announced, we saw a huge jump in ADA coin, and then a lull came, and now after the hard fork is done, it's complete. There's only a 5% hike that we see in the ADA coin.
So where is the optimism? That's what the
yeah. So when will we see a huge jump, and can we see that ADA coin reaching that $1 mark?
Although this is not a recommendation, Venu, just an opinion. You can.
Well, I'm not a financial advisor.
All right.
So I don't see that $1 is something Cardano will achieve soon because very bearish market. But this actually has given a potential for many projects to come into Cardano. The adoption would definitely increase, and then the potential of growth, not just in terms of the coin's price, the utility of this coin would increase multifold.
That's what the utility is, and what
please to add what Vinu said, I think any upgrade to the project basically is a long-term play. So, its success is also dependent on how people perceive it and how many new users get added to it. So there was a lot of anticipation after ETH merge that, it will certainly become, $10K or something like that. On the other hand, it has come down significantly.
Actually,
30% it has corrected after merge.
100% it has corrected. So it's not a magical win that you just upgrade something, make it better, and you anticipate.
And this being the most costliest upgrade, sir.
Yeah, So
it is lot of amounts being on stake.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
please go ahead, sir.
Sorry. User acceptability, especially in some of the popular dApps, I think the price is definitely. I am very bullish about Cardano. In fact, in my crypto wallet, it has a significant percentage that I always bank upon.
I would request you to share your details with us offline as well. But Ruchi, since Venu was talking about TVLs, that is total value locked. However, Cardano's TVL continue to remain subdued, indicating lack of projects in its platform. According to the data from DeFi Llama, the Cardano network's TVL stood at around $82.26 million without staking, and after including staking, it was $101.5 million. At the peak March, TVL had climbed to as much as $320 million. So my question to Vinu is, what is the ongoing crypto winter? Since we are witnessing a crypto winter, Cardano has a long struggle ahead and needs to keep attracting projects on its platform. How important or how this can be possible? Since you have mentioned, we have spoken in depth about what are the benefits of the Vasil hard fork or the Vasil hard fork. So how this can improve Cardano to gain more traction as far as the project is concerned? Ultimately, the game is about TVL.
Well, partly I would agree, partly on the game about TVL. Now, if you look at Cardano as a project, people do think that it is functional, but it's still in making. So it is basically 5-phased project. Now, the upcoming one is Basho upgrade, right? This is more on governance, and then so it's not yet complete. But the problem here is the choices that were made specifically for Cardano. Number one, adoption of a programming language that is unique. Number two is its peer-to-peer network system. And number three is taking time on a lot of testing and not looking at the market for some cues, probably, because when the smart contract feature happened in 2020, right? The problem is everybody thought that this is a game changer totally. Now this game changer even didn't really happen because the market really didn't see that this is going to be something needed of the hour, right, from Cardano. So we have to wait for more projects to come, and until then Cardano will still keep adding a lot of technical advancements. So we got to wait. It's just a waiting game now.
Mr. Anuj, Vasil hard fork is expected to increase network efficiency of Cardano and make it more developer friendly. How do you see this?
I think Vinu already covered a concept called as diffusion pipelining. That's one of the key features that they are introducing to increase the Cardano's speed and scaling potential, and making it more network efficient. Obviously, this is one of the key features that is being introduced in this hard fork and will definitely benefit the overall Cardano ecosystem. However, we will actually test it when we do some large scale production deployments and see that how scalable it is actually when you compare it with some of the competitor networks in it. So that's how and that will be a learning for Cardano, and maybe the future improvements will also come along with it. But yes, there are network efficiency improvements in the current system with the help of these innovations that we already discussed, and hopefully there are many more to come in the future.
All right, since there is a lot of optimism around the Cardano's Vasil hard fork, my next question to Vinu is, will Cardano overtake Ethereum in the POS mechanism? Just your view, and if you can just simplify this for our viewers to understand, where their money should go. Although it is not a recommendation from us or from your side.
Well, this is sounding very optimistic. See, well, you will see that at the moment there are thousands of blockchains, and then few tens of blockchains that are very popular. But if you notice, all of these are fighting towards getting to the throne, and then there is nothing called throne in a blockchain world. Everything has to interoperate. Now it is just like economies of scale, right? So Ethereum is like, let's say, for example, US with a $1 trillion economy, India, and let's say Cardano is like an Indian economy and all that. They have to coexist. There is no way that there will be one size fitting all. So that's definitely going to be there. The more I would say, I would call a blockchain really successful if they are able to interoperate well. So as in, let's say, for example, I have a $1 bill, and then I'm going to, let's say, India. I find an easy place to exchange, and I'll get 100 rupees for it. It is very easy now in real life, but if you look at blockchain ecosystem, it is very tough for one person carrying ADAS with him and then exchanging it with an Ether. It is very tough. And you have seen the number of violations that are happening across bridges, right? That's the biggest challenge right now. And as far as the overtaking is concerned, this is again subjective to the way you think. If purely business point of time, business angle, total value, and lot of operations are concerned, Ethereum tops anytime, at least for the near future. And for the technological side, it's almost the same. I don't see anything there, but it will certainly be interoperability game going forward.
All right, since one follow-up question on this to Anuj is, since we're talking about security features, if you can just highlight what all aspects as far as the security features are concerned in Cardano's ADA, if you can just explain this for our viewers.
Yeah, so any blockchain is about a trilemma. One of them is decentralization, another is security. Security, the more decentralization you have, the more secure the protocol is. The good feature of Cardano, which is using a form of proof of stake, is that it encourages more and more decentralization. So if there are certain number of validators, it automatically divides them further and creates subsequent layers of validators. So looking at that way, because it is more decentralized, we can also say it is more secure. Even the mechanisms or the protocols that are used for hashing, that are used for transmission of messages are the latest ones, and in some cases better than the competitive protocols.
All right.
From security and decentralization, I think it looks quite bright, and as Vinu said, in competition right there with Ethereum. From the scalability perspective also, I think it is improving. So I'm as I said, I'm quite bullish about it.
Okay, so there's more security. Yeah. Okay, please go on.
Sorry, Rupa. So just wanted to add, Cardano actually has Mithril security audit service of its own. So it basically covers, audits a lot of stuff around its code and make sure that its code is very well tested before it runs out to the world and then people play around with it. That's my point to what Anuj said.
Okay.
One last question.
Yes. So we have almost covered all the aspects of this upgrade. Just one more question. Talking about the developers, how will this upgrade benefit the developers? My question is to you, Vinu.
Okay, well, for developers, the learning curve is still there. The challenge is Haskell. So people have to move from imperative programming to Haskell, which is a functional programming. Now, earlier, as I said, it was more on-chain, off-chain. So people used to write on-chain code was very easy. It was more templates. So when I wrote Plutus contracts myself, I was part of the Plutus Pioneer program as well. Okay. So I've written code myself. So the real challenge lies in the offline coding part. So it is very tricky, very lengthy because the functional program is very elaborate. And when you write on this, these are few concepts, and adding on top, the account system is extended UTXO. This is a new concept from somebody who's coming from a EVM Solidity background. So they have to basically unlearn a couple of things and then sit, with the system. It is a longer circle. But the moment they are inside, they will really see the technical advancement or the beauty there. Adoption is of course the key motivator for everybody. But I would probably say, give it a shot, everybody. It's a
Fantastic.
Great network to look at.
Technical advancement, that's a word coming in from Vinu. Anuj sir, your closing remarks about the Cardano's Vasil hard fork, if you can just share this, sir.
No, as I said, I'm quite bullish. It is one of the most researched protocol that is developing in the blockchain space. And I think in the future, as more upgrades come, it gets more adaptability. And of course, it becomes easier for developers to develop the smart contracts.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that, it will rise significantly in the future.
When are your closing remarks on this?
Well, a great beginning for Cardano with Vasil upgrade. I look forward to many developers getting to look at this side, because now the pain of learning a lot of concepts significantly reduces. So I'm looking forward to seeing more projects coming up and then more adoption coming up, leading to even stronger network.
All right, that's all there is. Thank you so much, Vinu, for being part of this special interaction.
Thank
You
so much.
spoke really well about what is the way forward, how this will benefit security features. Anuj sir, you are fantastic as far as the outlook is concerned. You are very optimistic about this token. So that's all there is in today's special bulletin. We will meet again with an exciting upgrade on the blockchain universe. Till then, keep watching 3.0 TV. This is Manoj Dara signing off.
And this is Ruchi Sharma signing off. Keep watching 3.0 TV. Have a great day.
Thank you.